How's it going, YouTube? Spectrum Auto is back with another episode of M.A.V today. So we're gonna try to keep this video pretty short and sweet. So basically, you guys remember the last vlog where I was trying to replace the fan and the fan resistor for the climate controls, and the fan was a piece of crap. So I had to take it out, put the OEM one back in, and then ship the one back to Rock Auto and have them exchange a new one again. Well, that fan finally came in the other day, and I'm going to show you guys the result of that and how it went after I installed it. Well, the new fan itself works good. It doesn't make noises or anything like that anymore. It actually sounds really healthy. As a matter of fact, it runs even quieter than the original fan that was in here. Like, you probably couldn't even hear it on the low speeds, but it appears I'm still having an issue with the with that stupid hesitant issue when I first start the car and I first start the AC controls. It still has that hesitation on starting up again, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do now, because the fan's been replaced, the fan resistor has also been replaced, so both of those under the dash are brand new. So I might have to start looking even further into the into what's going on under the hood, whether it's some type of relay thing, or it's the fans, or God forbid it's the AC compressor being garbage. I don't know what's happening, so I'll have to have one of my buddies come with one of those tester things and test out the wiring and stuff and see what's going on with it, and maybe then we'll get an accurate answer on it, and hopefully it's not a part that I already replaced. Otherwise, that'll really suck. So the AC isn't on right now, but sometimes if I turn it on, okay. So it didn't hesitate this time. When I first put this new fan in, basically what happened was I had the AC and stuff off like it just was, and then while the fan was running like this, I just pushed the max AC button to turn to activate the air conditioning, max AC, and when I did that, the fan shut itself off, and then hesitated for a couple seconds, and then the fan kicked back on again, started blowing AC out. So I'm starting to kind of wonder if maybe there's an issue with the AC compressor again. Gotta hope not. Otherwise, that'll be really upsetting for me, because I just replaced that thing last summer. Boy. Very unfortunate. As of now, I don't know what to do, but I'm not switching the fans out or anything. I'll just keep the new one, because, who knows if that was going to start having problems too, or if it already was having problems. I don't have to worry about that anymore. There's two things under the dash that's eliminated from any kind of potential future problem at this point. So now we just got to have to dig deeper and see what's going on up front. So yeah. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, we have confirmed that the fan and the resistor was not the problem. Obviously the problem still exists, so we're gonna have to take this a step further now. So today I have a buddy of mine coming to my house with some diagnostic tools and things like that, and he's gonna help me search through the electrical system in my car to figure out what's causing this blower fan to not come on, or sometimes, like I said before, I can turn it on, all the speeds work fine and things like that, but once in a while, it'll cut itself off for a long time, or sometimes it'll cut itself off on, off, and then it'll either stay off for a while or it'll come back on and stay on. So something is obviously out of whack with my electrical issue in the car. I'm hoping and praying it's just something like an easy part to replace or a relay or something. Worst case scenario, it could probably be something with the electricals or wiring in the car. God forbid that's the issue. Otherwise, if that's the case, then I have a lot of thinking to do, because electrical and wiring problems tend to be really expensive to fix, and we would have to think about next steps and things like that. So I'm hoping that it'll just be a part, whether it's a relay or it's the control switch that you turn the knobs to turn the climate on and off. I don't know. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we find. All right, so not a whole lot happened that was worth filming. So this is probably going to be hopefully going to be a short vlog video. So basically what he did is he opened up the underneath of my dash here where my fan is. He unplugged that, and he was checking the pins for it, and he noticed that the pins were a little spread further apart than they should be. So he put them back together, like kind of squeezed them in tighter a little bit, and put it back together to see if that would help the situation. Of course it didn't. We were still having that existing problem with the fan not engaging when it should be. So then we took it a step further, and we were like, well, let's, because ironically he also has an 8th gen Civic, so he had a SI coupe, but the parts are very similar. So what we ended up doing was switching the controls for the fan speed and the temperature and where to send the wind and stuff. He put his in my car, and it worked perfectly fine. Nothing ever hesitated or had some kind of problem with it. But however, he plugged mine into his car, and it also worked perfectly fine. So it's a little confusing. So then he took it out of his car and unplugged his out of my car and put mine back in my car, and it was having that same problem. We did it a few times trying to be like, what the hell is going on? And then we came to the conclusion that it's more than likely the control module for this AC and heat. So what we're doing for right now is I have his controls still in my car. I mean, you can't really see it, but as you see, it's working fine right now. All the speeds work, all the settings work, AC, max AC, defrost, everything appears to be working perfectly fine. So I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with mine to where it doesn't really want to work in my car, but it works perfectly fine in his. So what we're doing is that he has mine for a week, and then I'll have his for a week, and we're going to see if my car is going to start having trouble with his control module in my car, or his car is going to start having trouble with my module. And if the modules end up working perfectly fine in each other's cars, basically what's going to have to happen then is we're going to have to go back in and take the controls out again, because now my climate controls with my ice blue LED bulbs are in his car, while in my car I have the not so good bulbs where some of them are out and not working anymore. So even if our control modules still work in each other's vehicles, what's gonna have to happen is, here in a week, when we determine that, all right, it's working good in my car and it's working good in his car, we're gonna have to pull those modules out again. We're gonna swap each other's bulbs. I did tell him that we were gonna I was gonna send him a link to the LED bulbs that I bought, but for red, the bulbs will be red instead of blue, because obviously he has a Civic Si, so it would be more appropriate to get the red bulbs for his car. So I'll shoot him a link for the red LED bulbs. So then when we swap the bulbs back, I'll have my ice blue bulbs back, and then if he wants to, which it sounds like it's probably gonna happen, he'll end up ordering a set of the red LEDs from Amazon. So So, like I said, not much worth filming. There wasn't a whole lot of deep diving diagnostics we had to do like we were expecting, thank God. So, while there's a slight lack of content there for the video, it's really nice and it's super helpful in terms of getting the car fixed quickly and hoping this is a permanent solution where I don't have any issues with this car in the climate system anymore. So right now it's looking like there's no major electrical or wiring issue to worry about in this car. So hopefully it'll stay like that in the next week. So we'll definitely give updates then. But yeah, that's it. Alright guys, we are back again. As a matter of fact, as you guys saw in the last clip, I told you guys that me and my friend were going to give it a week for the control modules to be used and to be in the cars for a while, pretty much, to see how they held up, right? Well, I got an update for you. Let's turn you around and we will discuss the all of what's happened. Alright, so now the car's running and stuff, and it's actually been, like I said, we were going to give it a week and stuff and see how things went. We've blown past a week. As a matter of fact, we filmed the last footage and did the swaps and stuff around January 27th. So January 27th was the last time that I filmed the last clip, and now it's February 13th, so it's been 2.5 weeks, and we're going to see how things held up. So in the 2 weeks since, we have come to the determination that this system still works perfect. So this is still the control module out of the SI. We never took them out and we never switched them again. So as you can see, well, you can't feel it through YouTube, but you can see it on the screen. All the temperature works, so it gets cold, it gets hot. All the fan positions switch as normal. Defrost all comes on, so does AC. So it all works, including all the speeds. So take a listen. So it's all the way on the lowest speed. You probably can't hear it, but it is in fact turned on. So every single speed works. So not only does this unit still work perfectly, but in the weeks since we switched those things over and filmed the last bit of footage, he actually came back and gave me my LED bulbs back, so now they're all switched in. So as you can see, we got these beautiful ice blue LEDs all back in. They all work perfectly. They're all really, really cool. So we got a fully functional control module with all the LED lights finally switched back into my car again. I actually got a funny story. So the funny story is, like I said, we were going to give the cars a week for the control modules to do their thing and see if either of our cars had a problem. Well, in the first week that we had our things in the cars, neither of us had any issues to report. Everything ran perfectly fine in both our cars. And, yeah, he ended up actually selling that Civic Si since this whole thing happened. So the new owner is now stuck with the car with my old control module in it. And as far as I'm concerned, it was working when he sold it. And it obviously needed bulbs because he took the bulbs out and gave the LED bulbs back to me. But as far as I know, it was still working in the car when he sold it and stuff. So hopefully it'll work out for the new owner. But I'm happy to report that my car is 100% back to fully functionality, fully normal, good to go. All our fan speeds, all of our functions, and we have never had any issues with the fan cutting on and off again, and everything works perfectly fine. So, turn the car on, let it beep. Right away, the fan just immediately came on. Do it again. That's right, guys. So, huge shout out and huge thank you to you, John. I really appreciate it. No, we're not talking about my brother, John. We're talking about a completely different John. John was the owner of the SI. As a matter of fact, he now owns a BMW, so that's pretty cool. We'll see if we can get a picture of his new BMW in the video. But anyway, yeah. So he sold the Civic Si, and as far as I'm concerned, the whole climate thing was still working in his car when he got rid of it. And he now has a BMW. He's happy with it, and everything in my car is back together and fully functional. So, as far as I know, every party involved is happy and satisfied. So, once again, thank you, John. Really appreciate it. I wouldn't be able to have what I have going on now without you. I'd probably be still pissed off at this car. So, I hate to say it. Well, I mean, I love to say it, but I kind of hate to say it at the same time. But my faith in this car has actually been restored, because now I know that this car doesn't have electrical issues or wiring issues, you know what I mean? So, thank goodness for that. Next I got to do is fix a freaking oil leak. So, I actually, this is another update I'll give you guys in this video before I leave. So, basically, I took my car to Honda to get serviced again, because oil change time finally came up. And every once in a great while, I would have to add a quart or half a quart of oil into my engine, because for a while I thought that my car burned oil, but then I discovered a puddle of oil from, oil and grime on the driver's side of my engine bay, kind of pulling on the top of my transmission. And I was like, oh God, I hope it's not transmission fluid. And of course, I run my finger through it, look at it, and smell it and stuff, and determined it was motor oil and not transmission fluid. So then I took my car to Honda, got it serviced, and then I paid them for a diagnostic fee, because they had to kind of dive in a little bit to find out where the leak was coming from, with dye and black light and things like that. And they come to find out it was a thrust plate with a O-ring, and the O-ring is leaking. So that is a $10 part that they tried to charge me $600 to fix. I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna fix it myself, because it doesn't look very hard to replace. It looks fairly simple. Seems like majority of the work is taking out the air box and unplugging a few wires and moving the wiring loom out of the way to get to the bolts to take that thrust plate out, and to take the O-ring, clean the whole thing off, put the new one on, vice versa, put it back in. So I actually ordered a Honda genuine O-ring for that part the other day, and it's on the way. So hopefully within the next week or so, I'll be able to get that part replaced, and hope and pray that the car finally stops leaking oil, because I already replaced like 2 or 3 other gaskets on this thing, and it's leaking again. So hopefully this $10 part is the magic charm, and I sure as heck hope that the third time is a charm. Otherwise, that will really suck. But anyway, thank you all for watching. As always, like the video, share the video with your friends and family, and most of all, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to this ever-growing channel. I am truly appreciative and thankful that you guys are all supporting this small little channel from Ohio. And, yeah, ring that bell icon to get notified of each video upload in the future, whether it's an M.A.V episode or junkyard video, project, whatever. Till next time, stay safe out there. See y'all later.